The media wouldn't lie about Tim Ballard, would it? Welcome to the last dispensation. You're living in it.
Don't really know where the world is gonna go, but now everybody knows that you can't stop for too long. Got to keep going. Don't really know.
All right, brothers and sisters, I have been on hiatus, if that's the word to use, for the last 4 days, 5 days. I've been getting some R&R, and that's just the way it is, because I've had pain here. By the way, about 3 more weeks, I will be getting the impressions. These are preliminary dentures, or I don't know, do you call them practice, or just my first dentures, and that'll be for 5 months. Then they're going to put implants where they snap in, and I'll get a second set. I don't know why they do 2 sets, but anyway. And I have been in pain, a lot of pain, and had some complications the last few days, and other personal and family things going on. By the way, I've been editing the Tim Ballard interview, almost done. I should be putting that out even tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow, since this is going out and I have other content I'm putting out today. But anyway, let's talk about what just happened, what really is going on with Tim Ballard and the judges and DNA, the DNA thing. Because my sources who are credible, not these anti-Mormon critics of Tim Ballard and all these people that want to guesstimate what's going on, I know. So here we go. As a matter of factly, I just got off the phone with some of my credible sources, and I will not tell you who those credible sources are, because just trust me. Have I ever stirred you wrong? Did I ever steer you wrong? Have I
ever stirred you wrong?
No, I haven't. And I won't. So here we go. 100% match. Tim Ballard's DNA found on victim's skirt. Documents say, remember that, documents say. What news stations like to do, and newspapers, is, of course, they're biased. Depending on, which way they run, which direction they ideologically are going. And most of them are in Clownville, right? Clownville. But they like to write pieces that sound like it's factual when they fail to use words like allegedly or the plaintiff's claim. And stuff like that. But let's see where we go here, because I haven't read this one, but I know how to pick it apart right now. I'm ready to pick it apart, because this, my friends and fellow citizens, is pick-apartable. Oh, indeed, pick-apartable. One in several sexual assault lawsuits against former Operation Underground Railroad CEO Tim Ballard. And by the way, lawsuits that have been being thrown out. Okay, they don't say that, do they? Yes. And I'm going to tell you something here in a second. So stick with me. We're okay. How is this related to the gospel? Because I have a bunch of people that want to get into the comment section and go, how is this related to the gospel, Brother Abels? It's very much related to the gospel. First of all, Tim Ballard is a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He does God's work. And because I believe that not only do we save souls, but we also don't leave people on the side of the road, do we? Right? We are the Good Samaritans, and we take them into the inn, and we nurse them back to health. And that's what we're doing here. Okay? And truth is truth. This is related to gospel because the gospel is truth. And anything truthful and of good report and praiseworthy, we seek after these things. And doggone it, I'm tired of people. Well, let me put it this way. If you watch the playlist, the Tim Ballard playlist, you'll see that I was always about not saying that Tim was innocent, but that he should have a fair shot, like all of us. Don't we all want due process when it comes to the Constitution? All right, so let's go on. So stick around and I will tell you the truth. A motion was filed in court Monday claiming new information. Ballard's DNA matched the DNA found on a victim's skirt. The motion claims the state crime lab told plaintiffs Celeste and Michael Borges, that's Celeste's husband, that Ballard's DNA matched the DNA found on Celeste Borges' skirt. Now remember, it says the motions. Okay? This is key. The motion claims. Well, guess what? You can claim anything you want in a motion. Anything. All right? So this isn't the first of shenanigans, and I'll tell you why I call them shenanigans, because there's two judges that have gotten involved in this recently, because there's a Hail Mary. Those of you who understand football know what a Hail Mary is. And the plaintiffs, remember that lady that stood up several months ago and just kept saying sexual misconduct and spiritual manipulation and all that stuff? Now they're losing and they're throwing a Hail Mary. So let's go on. The motion claims, remember that, because the motion can claim anything, that the state crime lab told plaintiffs Celeste and Michael Borges that Ballard's DNA matched the DNA found on Celeste Borges' skirt. However, they would not release the results due to the ongoing criminal investigation. While the motion claimed, now, if this was real, wouldn't you as the attorneys use this at the beginning? Why is this at the bottom of the bag of tricks? It's at the bottom of the bag, okay? While the motion claims Ballard is working to dismiss the case, Borges, that's not a motion. The motion's not just claiming that Ballard is working to dismiss the case. The cases have been being dismissed. Borges is fighting to keep it open until the DNA results are officially released. Okay, but there's something they're not telling you yet, and I'll let you know. The second lawsuit filed against Tim Ballard by married couple. Okay. And they better watch their P's and Q's, because she is not credible anymore. In their first amended complaint, Celeste and Michael Borges claimed that that Celeste and Michael Borges claimed, now get the kids out of the room, saints.
Get the kids out of the room, you ready?
Claimed that Ballard ejaculated on Celeste Borges' leather skirt during an alleged assault. Now, remember, and I spoke to someone who would know this, that never happened, but there's something called blocking, all right? You block for someone so that they don't have to go do anything with children or underage people in a room, okay? So the reason they have the couple's ruse is one of the female blocks, or the other way around. They block for each other, like, oh, no, we're getting ready to go. Oh, no, my boyfriend can't, he's with me right now, or whatever. I don't know. They block. And so anyway, that's key. Just remember that. And it was not uncommon there's 20 people on this team or more. They're not alone. They're being watched by their own team. They are being watched by others for their safety on their team. And when things would get heated and they felt like their cover was going to get blown, it wasn't uncommon to send 4 or 5 people that were able to run into their Airbnbs and pack their stuff. And some of your stuff could have ended up in other people's bags all the time. They would laugh and go, hey, I've got your skirt, so-and-so. I've got your sock. I've got your garments. I've got this. I've got that. Okay. But on top of all that, the people that I've talked to says that's not even the case. They believe, and a lot of people that I talked to on Team Tim say that this is probably a farce. And if his DNA is on something, your DNA could be all over the place. It's a Hail Mary. That's what this is. A Hail Mary. It doesn't matter if the DNA is all over everything. Because they're claiming that the law enforcement know this. But law enforcement would have said that a long time ago. Did you know that? Celeste and Michael are claiming that law enforcement has this. Well, why hasn't not this been criminally prosecuted? So I'm going to tell you why Celeste said this. She blurted it out even. And I'll tell you in a second. But why? But yeah, law enforcement would have said this a long time ago and confirmed it. This is a last ditch effort. That's what a Hail Mary is for those who don't watch football, is when, and even on the basketball court, when people at the buzzer of halftime or at the end of the game, they'll throw the ball for the basket to see if they can make one more point from the half court line, right? So a Hail Mary is when you go for a long pass. But law enforcement would have confirmed it if it was true. This is a last ditch effort. This is real. If this was real, it would have been in the top of the list of things to use. Okay? But also remember that your stuff always ended up in the other people's suitcases and stuff. Ballard denied assaulting Celeste Borges, claimed she had fallen in love, and she did. There were texts. If you watch the documentary, Unfounded, she was jealous of Catherine, along with some other crazy women that would go on these things that ended up, you were playing the role of a romantic couple on a vacation, playing the role of a romantic couple, which seemed nuts to me that women would be in places where children are being harmed, but there are women like that. It's crazy. It's sick. It's psycho. It's dark. The world of darkness. It's the world of darkness. So, claimed that she had fallen in love with him and said he didn't reciprocate the feeling, which is why she was suing him, according to the documents. Well, I'm glad that they're bringing that up because it's true. The Borges couple provided the skirt from the incident to the Utah County detective who was participating in the criminal investigation of Ballard. Documents said the detective verified the skirt had documents. Okay, documents are, once again, what the plaintiffs can say. Okay? You notice they didn't say the detective did do it. No, documents said that the detective verified the skirt had semen on it, and it did not match her husband Michael Borges' DNA. It is believed that such, and you know what makes me sick? I'll get to that in a second. It is believed that a search warrant was obtained and Timothy Ballard provided a DNA sample, the motion said. Well, why aren't you bringing this up? Why haven't you been bringing this up? Approximately 2 weeks ago, the Utah County detective verified to the plaintiffs, and I'll get to that. I'm going to tell you some juicy stuff right now. Verified plaintiffs that DNA was 100% match of Ballard's DNA. Celeste, okay, what? Wait. The part that says in this article, it says, quote, it is believed that a search warrant was obtained and Timothy Ballard provided a DNA sample. The motion said, approximately 2 weeks ago, the Utah County detective verified to plaintiffs that the DNA was 100% match of Ballard's DNA. So this is key right here. The motion said. Yes, Celeste Borges has been known to lie in this case. She is being criminally investigated. Well, she is at the point, they're not saying that, where she might be criminally investigated and she's throwing the Hail Mary and her attorneys are PO'd She has come on and screwed this up. And I think that her friends, her little friends in the wind that are blowing in the wind, are upset as well. Celeste and Michael are now seeking to use the official test results in court. The motion filed on Monday, July 8th, called the DNA results a key piece of evidence that should be brought to court before the court rules on possibly terminating the case. So why would you possibly terminate all these cases, which have been going on with one judge? And I'll tell you why there's two judges involved, because I'm almost done here. The motion claims the case needs to be evaluated within the context of a man repeatedly grooming and sexually assaulting plaintiff. No, they were repeatedly acting in a role. And all these women know that. I know that for a fact. I've talked to many, many people that were there with them that no one interviews. No one interviews these people that have been on trips with these people and know the people that worked in the inside information. No, you'll get these fly by night weirdos that have nothing burgers that come out and go on somebody's program and they'll talk for an hour and a half, but it's really just about them and promoting themselves. And they'll go, okay, well, so where's the smoking gun, dude? What did Tim do? Oh, I just saw him come out of a room with some girl and he was dirty dancing with, you mean the woman that the other cop, the other couples ruse lady? Yeah. And it just didn't look right. Shut up. Okay. So, sorry. I love Jesus. Okay. So, and then going on a media camp. Okay. Grooming and sex. Okay. And several other women leaving his DNA on her skirt and then going on a media campaign to discredit and dishonor plaintiff. And is that, yeah. Okay. You went on the media campaign, reached out to the Utah County Sheriff's Office to seek comment on the Borys. ABC4 reached out to Borys. Listen to this. ABC4 reached out to the Utah County Sheriff's Office to seek comment on Borys' request for the DNA evidence. The Sheriff's Office said they are not able to comment because the investigation is still active. And then this is right here important. What the couples ruse is, for those who don't know, consisted of a woman pretending to be Ballard's wife. And you're in front of wise, evil devils. Wise, evil devils that are watching you and vetting you and will grab your phone and look at it. So you've got your phone all dirtied up. You're going to have real stuff on your phone if you're pretending to be one of those guys. So there's things in your mind and things you're pretending to do in front of these people. Just visualize it for a second, please. So pretending to be the wife or a sexual partner of the other male operatives, meaning there were more male operatives, not just him, to prevent detection by traffickers when the male would not engage with the women or children allegedly being trafficked. That's called blocking. Okay. Now, I want to point out one more time. Go back up to this part, which makes it look real. Celeste Borys has claimed many things along with these other women. And the reason we bring up Celeste Borys is I'll tell you why. Celeste Borys has stolen emails. Yeah, stolen emails, which is a federal crime. Celeste Borys made up, these are things you don't see in the news, made up journal entries, created fake journal entries, trying to point out fraudulence in this whole thing with her and Tim and other women. A protective order against Tim, and they are trying to get a protective order to make Tim look bad in a new jurisdiction to a new judge, a female judge. So this male judge that has been heading the case and throwing cases out, throwing stuff out because there's shenanigans and he sees the shenanigans. they motioned their attorneys, these women and their attorneys, that female attorney and the other guys, they motioned for I don't know all the terminology, but they had it moved to another judge, a female judge recently. But they're not telling you this. None of the news is telling you this, that it was removed from that male judge who knows, he's got experience and he sees through this crap and all of their shenanigans. They've stolen emails. They've made up lies because there's nothing. If you have a real thing, and Tim's attorneys have said this is the first, and I quote, this is the first sexual harassment case we've ever seen with no sex, no specific sexual acts ever committed. These women and their attorneys have nothing in their bags. So they had the case moved from this guy's courtroom to a female judge, and that female, because the male judge dismissed 2 of the cases and said they were deceptive. So Tim's attorneys are like, we're getting this back to the male judge who's already been in front of the women and their shenanigans. But guess what the female judge has said? I don't want this. I don't know what's going on here. Why did you move it to my courtroom? That's what she's asking the plaintiffs. Why did you move this to my courtroom? Well, guess what? It's going back to the old judge. July 17th. Remember that. July 17th. The judge might dismiss the case, all of it, based on illegal activity by the plaintiffs. The criminality of what Celeste Borges did, she is trying her hardest to distract from everything. She's scared. She is frightened. That's the same woman in the documentary that says on the text, I don't know what the big deal is about Catherine. She's not perfect. Basically bashing Tim's wife. And I'm going to tell you something. This isn't, it's sad that this is happening in Utah, not because the gospel's true and we should live up to our temple recommend. Interview questions. But I'm not judging Tim, and we're supposed to be judges. We judge things, right? When we look at things and I'm not analyzing Tim based on if he's worthy of a temple recommend or if he's active in church. Stop doing that. Well, I saw him breaking the word of wisdom, or I saw him doing that. Well, he's not living up to his temple covenants. No. Yes, we should, but that's not what we're talking about here. Did he commit crimes? Did he commit any crimes? Sexual nature, of a sexual nature? No. All right, so the judge is dismissing cases left and right. So the plaintiffs are like, we got to get this out of this courtroom. And the female judge is like, get this out of here. Okay? So July 17th, the other judge, the previous judge that's been keeping track of all the shenanigans, could be dismissing this. And that's why they moved it. Celeste threatening to use DNA on skirt is a Hail Mary. It doesn't matter if there's DNA all over the place. And the law enforcement is saying right here, when you see this, the motion claims, okay? The motion. You can say that John F. Kennedy is the president of the United States right now in the motion. It's got to be put in the motion. You can say anything. You can say that aliens came and took over the White House. Okay, so when it says the motion said, well, it hasn't been uncommon for the plaintiffs to lie. Are they called plaintiffs in a civil suit? I think so. Yeah. So it's a Hail Mary. So the law enforcement, 100%. The reason they're saying that the reason that the sheriff, right here, when they say that they reached out to the sheriff, ABC4, is because the sheriff is saying, we don't have anything. We have Tim gladly. I talked to Tim. He gladly gave his DNA to the sheriff. Yeah, here you go. Because he's confident. And if this was real, why didn't it come out to be? Now, even if his DNA is on something, that's still my DNA. Men have DNA daily. Okay, let's just get a little bit detailed here for a second. In their underwear or garments, they do. Okay. And who on earth, I don't believe her, because I don't believe that she would keep a skirt with DNA on it. I just don't. I don't believe that. This isn't, it almost sounds like a Bill Clinton thing. It almost sounds like she's pulling something out of the Monica Lewinsky playbook. But we'll see. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think this is going to go anywhere. We'll see. But I don't believe it, because the law enforcement would have said this a long time ago. This is a last ditch effort. If this is real, it would have been at the beginning. Anyway, thank you for watching. Leave comments in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the program, The Last Dispensation. But share this. This has to get out there. If you'd like to donate to the program, please do through Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. That's how I make my living. That helps the platform. It helps with everything, the equipment, me going to Utah in October, everything. Please donate to the program. And that's how you do it. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle, Zelle. I prefer Venmo. Also, if you go to the little thanks button right below the screen right there, you can hit that. You can donate that way. But I prefer through the money sending apps. Also, you can become a member of the program and get a little badge. You get a little badge with your stripes, with your chevrons on your patches there, and the little doohickeys and whatnot. Anyway, thank you so much. Keep praying for the Ballard family. And remember, if you're wondering if this is related to the gospel of Jesus Christ, it is related. Because while this program right now is difficult information and hard to swallow, I have felt the Spirit guide me to help Tim Ballard, as it can ultimately also, this information, deepen yours and my understanding of how bad people operate. Remember, the wicked will always call the righteous the wicked. And when I say the righteous, I'm not saying Tim is perfect. But falsely accusing someone puts them, I believe, in the category of being innocent, right? So let's just say the righteous. That's called persecution. So all of this will strengthen our testimonies, and because it's about relying upon God and Jesus Christ. So stay vigilant, keep praying, reading your scriptures, and I'll see you in the next time.